Greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, or loving life. Want to remind everybody, hit that like, share, and subscribe button for me. There's a PayPal link down there for anybody that wants to share some love, and the StreamYard link is there for anybody that wants to join the panel. Today we're going to be talking about cell salts. Cell salts as they relate to your cells and their health. And like I've said before, your body is basically a battery. It has an electrolysis system. In other words, all the nutrients and salts in your body as solids act either as an anode or a cathode as they relate to the other salts and nutrients in your bodies. This is the pH balance that we deal with in regards to acidic or alkaline. So we're going to go over a homeopath page I came across. Can't remember who sent it to me. I think it was Robert Speakman. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a discussion with him that brought it up, and I found this. But this is from, and real quick here, just so we make sure that it's very clear, you'll see fair use. All clips are used for fair use commentary, criticism, and educational purposes. See, Hossein Zada versus Klein equals 3 LLC versus Jukin Media. So this is a matter of education. I'm not saying that any of this information is true. And like I've said before, do not believe me. Do not believe your neighbor. Do not believe the government. And for crying out loud, don't believe your mother. Do your research so you know. So as we look at this is the School of Health, and you can find them at schoolofhealth.com. And what we're looking at here is homeopathic tissue salts. This is your cells and cell walls. Homeopathic tissue salts, also known as Schussler salts or cell salts, are a set of 12 mineral-based remedies. See, when we talk about this healthcare industry, they're not talking about curative type things. They're talking about remedies, and in that, their remedy is synthetic, and it will never bring you back to a natural electrolysis state with those synthetics. That's going to help maintain an imbalance. It might help balance some things, but in effect, those synthetics aren't in a balanced nature from nature. They're synthetically made up with compounds, and this is why we end up with so many microplastics and stuff. We're not supposed to have microplastics in our body. Used in homeopathy. They were developed by Dr. Wilhelm Heinrich Schussler, a German physician in the late 19th century. I wonder, I'll have to do some research and find out if this guy is actually part of the Operation Paperclip. Be interesting to find that out, so I'll have to continue my research on that. In the meantime, the concept behind tissue salts is that imbalances or deficiencies in specific minerals within the body cells can lead to various health issues. By replenishing these minerals in a highly diluted and potentized form, tissue salts aim to restore balance and promote overall well-being. Now, in relation to my own situation with lung cancer and everything, I changed my diet and started taking in natural vitamins and minerals in the forms of magnesium, folic acid, vitamin C, potassium, things like that to help my electrical system. And that's all it is. That we get through our natural foods and diet. And like I've spoken before, this tap water, which is coincidentally the Operation Paperclip, the 1,500 scientists, doctors, and all that, from Germany. Those are the people that implemented fluoride in your water, okay, that we call H2O. And I've spoken before about your fruits and vegetables have a water, and it's known as CO2. What's the difference? Greetings, John. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, Keith.
Good, good.
Yeah, I agree. It's all electrical,
Yep,
and like the key is just plain salt. But I'll let you finish your piece for now.
absolutely. Thanks. And feel free to speak up anytime. I know you've probably, as I can gather from what you just said, that you've probably already done some research on this. So if you find anything that's conflicting or
I can't hear him. I'll go
abhorrently
to the bathroom. I lost my connection.
you're still there, brother. I hear you. All right. Well, I'm going to mute him for now. He'll pipe up if he needs to, I'm sure. So as it relates to my own situation with lung cancer, this is one of those things I came across because again, Robert Speakman helped me do some research on the pH balance, and I realized how important that is and how it relates to Michigan and Detroit water problems and the various different things that I've seen throughout my growing up with frogs with multiple legs and stuff, and DDT in the system that was killing off the eagles, and they had to change that stuff, and we still need to change. There are things that we still need to change, particularly in regards to the environment, but specifically as it relates to ourselves and what we take in from that environment. We have to start learning how to grow our own gardens, how to replenish the soil with all of the nutrients it needs rather than just the nitrates that they're spraying into the ground with all these herbicides and stuff. That's not replacing the other nutrients into the soil that they need for other plants and animals to be able to subsist on that land. It says each tissue salt corresponds to a specific mineral and is associated with certain physiological functions and symptoms. And we've got Russ here tonight. How you doing tonight, Russ? Hopefully John will come back.
Greetings. Doing well, doing well. Figured I'd hang out a little bit with you.
Good. Good to have you. Good to have you. I don't know what you know about cell salts, but I urge everybody to start researching a lot of this stuff that I'm going to be bringing forward. And hopefully we'll be able to get back to a more natural self through a more natural diet, which will hopefully help us to deal with life more naturally through logic and reason and more balanced emotions. It has a trickle down just like everything else in life.
I'm sure, absolutely. I know zero, but I'm curious.
Well, be sure to grab a pen and paper if you need to, brother, because this is important. The first one is
I already have one.
good deal. Calcarea florica, used for conditions involving weak or relaxed tissues, such as varicose veins, hemorrhoids, and stretch marks. See, you ladies out there thinking that you have to have all these oils and stuff to prevent them stretch marks, you're missing the mark. Okay? It also supports healthy teeth and bones. Calcarea phosphorica, known as the growth salt. It aids in bone and teeth development, supports digestion, and assists in recovery from fractures or injuries. Calcarea sulfurica. Look at these forms. Does that look like fluoride? Does that look like phosphorica? Do you know there's actual natural fluoride instead of the synthetics? Calcarea sulfurica, beneficial for skin conditions like acne and slow healing wounds. It also aids in detoxification process and helps relieve symptoms associated with infections. Ferrum phosphoricum, often used at the onset of illness or inflammation, it supports the immune system and assists with symptoms like fever, sore throat, and fatigue. Calimyreticum, Useful for respiratory conditions with thick, white mucus, such as colds, coughs, and sinus congestion. It also supports ear and throat health. Kali phosphoricum, known as the nervous system salt, for all you people with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and stuff. It helps with stress, nervousness, and mental fatigue. It also supports brain function and aids in insomnia relief. Kali sulfuricum supports healthy skin, hair, and nails. It is used for skin conditions like dandruff, eczema, psoriasis. Again, folks, why are you using oils? There are specific oils for specific uses with specific salts for specific uses. It also assists with respiratory issues. Magnesia phosphorica, often referred to as the antispasmodic salt. It relieves muscle cramps, menstrual cramps, and nerve pain. It is also beneficial for digestive discomfort. What do you get from the store? What's that medicine you get for when you get upset tummies? What's that pink stuff? Isn't it magnesia of some sort?
The Pepto-Bismol, I believe so.
Yeah. Natrum muriaticum helps regulate water balance, supports healthy digestion, and aids in managing emotional grief, headaches, and cold sores. Why do you think people get so upset? Because their feelers get hurt. And what is that natrum? Is that kind of like natural? Okay. This is one of my problems. The cells start drying out and don't hold their globular shape. They don't hold their roundness. So then they can't carry or pass the nutrients and stuff as they're supposed to. Like red blood cells, they're supposed to be nice and round and things will attach to them. But when they get out of shape, things have a hard time attaching to them. Natrum phosphoricum, useful for conditions related to excess acidity, such as indigestion, heartburn, and acid reflux. It also supports a healthy metabolism, keeping you full of energy and not wasting it or storing it. It's one of them sweat salts. Assists in natrum sulfuricum, assists in eliminating excess fluids and supports the liver and digestive system. And there's John again, my apologies.
No problem, Keith.
All right, we'd better now? You make it to the bathroom?
I heard that.
I watch the oils because they're industrial lubricants. That's what like olive oil and all your seed oils. That was their conception in the 1800s. They weren't meant for us to consume.
Right, you have your natural nuts and things like that you're meant to consume, and those are where you're supposed to get your oil from. Lavender, you can even get lavender oil, but that's for a scent, not for absorption. And in a scent, you don't want to put it on your skin. Natrum sulfuricum, right, assists in eliminating excess fluids, again, a water balance, and supports the liver and digestive system. And that's why your water is so important. What does water do? Water is a solution. It dissolves things. It helps your liver dissolve the toxins so you can pass the toxins. It helps your digestive system dissolve the food so we can pass the toxins. What's left over? The excrement. Taking out of it what it needs. It is used for conditions like bloating, water retention, and liver disorders. Silica, known for its strengthening properties It supports connective tissue, hair, skin, and nails. This is your cell walls. It helps them bond, and they have to be a shape to bond. It also aids in the expulsion of foreign bodies and assists in skin conditions like abscesses or boils. Below is more detailed information on each of the 12 tissue salts, its uses, and 2 key rubrics. Prepared from the mineral compound of calcium fluoride. Calcarea fluorica is primarily associated with the health and integrity of connective tissues, including bones, teeth, and blood vessels. Calc fluor is indicated for various conditions where there's a weakness or laxity in the connective tissues. It is often used to support the health of ligaments, tendons, and elastic fibers in the body. This remedy is particularly useful in addressing issues such as weak tooth enamel, dental caries, and conditions like varicose veins, hemorrhoids, and stretch marks. So when you're gaining weight and lifting to gain that weight and becoming a bodybuilder, in order to make sure that you don't get all those nasty stretch marks, and ladies that get pregnant and end up with them nasty stretch marks, you want this for your breasts and your belly so you don't get those stretch marks, or if you do, they're very minimal. In dental health, calcium fluorica can be helpful for strengthening tooth enamel and preventing dental decay. It is also used in treatment of conditions like dental abscesses and receding gums. How come the dentists don't tell you this stuff? Additionally, it may be indicated for cases of joint stiffness, chronic back pain, and conditions where there is a loss of elasticity in the skin, such as wrinkles or sagging, ladies. Rubric 1 is varicose veins and hemorrhoids. Rubric 2 is stretch marks, weak connective tissues. Derived from calcium phosphate, is indicated for individuals who require support for their skeletal system, including bones and teeth, osteoporosis and osteoporosis and stuff like that. It is often used during periods of growth, such as childhood and adolescence, to aid in proper bone formation and strengthen the skeletal structure. This remedy is also beneficial for promoting healthy teeth and supporting their development. Ladies, when you're breastfeeding, you're getting rid of a lot of that calcium to the baby. It needs it. You need to do your research and maybe supplement. That milk that you're drinking isn't doing it. In addition to its role in bone health, calcium phosphate is known to support various physiological functions in the body. Moms that are breastfeeding. It can be used to address conditions such as anemia, moms that are breastfeeding, weakness, moms that are breastfeeding, and exhaustion, moms that are breastfeeding. Goes in line with that one that raises metabolism, moms that are breastfeeding and coming down with weakness and exhaustion. It may be indicated for individuals who experience slow or delayed physical and mental development. Is that autism scale? Is that what they're talking about, folks? See how this wraps up when you do your research and you see this kind of stuff. And again, I'm going to remind everybody of fair use. All clips are used for fair use, commentary, criticism, and educational purposes. We are not trying to teach anybody here. We are only trying to learn ourselves. We have the freedom of the expression of others to observe and to hear what they have to say. And in that, we have the freedom of expression of our own opinions and commentary, so we too may progress and advance in that very knowledge and wisdom. Calcium phosphate is also beneficial for individuals who suffer from headaches, especially those associated with mental exertion or studying. Rubric 1 is slow bone and teeth development in children. Rubric 2, fractures, slow healing injuries. These are things that you can use to tell naturally through growth process of children if they're deficient in things, specifically such as these salts. That's why your diet is so important. That's why your knowledge of the diet is so important. These laws are the least of our worries. If we can't start bringing up our children in proper nutrition so they can develop appropriately in their younger years, then the education that's going to distract them isn't the main thing. Again, it's the parents. Quit giving everything up for convenience. Calcarea sulfurica, prepared from calcium sulfate and is primarily associated with the wound healing and clearing of infections. Calcium sulfate is indicated for individuals who have slow healing wounds, suppuration, and the presence of pus. It is commonly suppuration, the same thing as inflammation, growth, some kind of bump or lump. The presence of pus. It is commonly used to promote the drainage and healing of abscesses, boils, and other skin infections, suppurations. This remedy can be beneficial in supporting the body's natural defense mechanisms against infection and aiding in the resolution of inflammatory conditions. In addition to its effects on the skin, calcium sulfate is also used to address respiratory conditions. It may be indicated for individuals with yellow or greenish expectorations, coughs, or sinus infections with thick discharge. Calcium sulfate can help in cases where there is a need for the expulsion of mucus and other accumulations from the respiratory system. So people with emphysema and COPD like myself, it's very important to have this stuff in our system to help our bodies remove it. That's what helps keep the lungs clear so they don't dry out and become calcified. Rubric 1, acne with pus formation. So again, when you're younger and you have acne, it's not them other medications that you need to worry about. It's your natural diet to get the proper salts. Rubric 2, slow healing wounds, infected wounds. Ferrum phosphoricum, derived from iron phosphate, it is primarily associated with supporting the immune system and addressing conditions relating to inflammation and fatigue. So what I want to talk about here is that battery. How many of you guys are familiar with the battery that goes through fatigue? And you see the cell wall stretch, becomes flimsy and out of shape. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, guys.
Yep, and it's what gets the blood flowing too, Keith, in your feet and your lower legs. I don't know if you understand that, and even I don't, but I think it's the separation of charge that gets the blood flowing. It was an important find around 2015.
Well, there's a toroidal current.
Yeah, it comes out of that, but now they proved it finally, because it's like, how could the heart be like? Think about it. What gets the blood flowing in your feet? I mean, that's where the heart should be. So, yep. It's separation of charge.
Ferrum phosphoricum is indicated for individuals who may experience symptoms of inflammation such as redness, heat, and swelling. It is commonly used at the early stages of an acute illness or infection, where there may be a fever, sore throat, or general malaise. This remedy can help to strengthen the body's immune response and alleviate symptoms associated with inflammation. So again, it's strengthening the body's immune response and alleviating symptoms. This is a preventative measure, so you have to make sure that you know the nature of your diet, so you can make sure you keep a certain amount in your body as a balancing mechanism. You don't want to go without something for so long that you get sick and then have to start instilling the salts. You keep a regular regimen, a schedule. Let's see. In addition to its role in inflammation, ferrum phosphoricum is known to support the circulatory system and may be beneficial for individuals who experience fatigue, weakness, or lack of stamina. And that's what you were just talking about. It is often recommended for individuals who feel physically drained and exhausted, especially after exertion or prolonged illness. Rubric 1, fever with flushed face and rapid pulse. So if I drop down and do 100 push-ups, doing 5 sets of 20, by the time I get done, my face is red and I have a rapid pulse. Sore throat and fatigue. Kali muriaticum, derived from potassium chloride. It is primarily associated with addressing respiratory congestion and conditions related to excess mucus production. This is why potatoes and bananas are so inherently important in your diet in relation to these other salts. We always hear that salt will dry your body out, right? This is one of those salts that will do it, because potassium is the thing that's going to help dry out that excess mucus and sinus and everything. That's why it's important. Your other salts that we mentioned earlier to balance the water, that's what's going to help alleviate from too much potassium so that it doesn't dry everything out so much that you can't pass it in the right way or something. Again, it's that cleansing process both through your liver and your digestive system. Kali muriaticum is indicated for individuals who experience symptoms of thick, white, or grayish mucus in the respiratory system. It is commonly used in cases of congestion, coughs, and colds, particularly when the mucus is difficult to expectorate, in other words, to cough out. This remedy can help to promote the normal fluidity and clearance of mucus from the respiratory passages. In addition to its effects on the respiratory system, Kali muriaticum is also used to support the lymphatic system and assist with the treatment of swollen glands. It may be beneficial for individuals who have enlarged tonsils or adenoids, along with associated symptoms like difficulty swallowing or speaking. Rubric 1 is colds with thick white mucus. Rubric 2 is sinus congestion or ear congestion. Again, rubric means basically a symptom, an associated symptom that's visual, or you can feel it, you can tell for yourself, self-discerned. You can see it naturally. You don't need a doctor. Kali phosphoricum, prepared from potassium phosphate, it is primarily associated with supporting the nervous system and addressing symptoms of mental and physical exhaustion. Kali phosphoricum is indicated for individuals who experience mental and emotional fatigue, nervousness, and anxiety. It is commonly used to support the nervous system during periods of stress, such as exams, public speaking, or work-related pressure, or even life-related pressure. You know, like Jack facing eviction. Been going on 6 years. Dude's got to be stressed. He's got to be going through something. It's important for people going through situations like that to have these kind of salts. Same with me. I quit this commercial system and said, fuck it, and I knew I was taking on a task. Now that I've learned and researched more, I understand more, and this is why I don't limit my research, folks. Research everything you can. It permeates every aspect of your life. You have to start correcting every aspect of your life. You have to start learning how to delegate your own powers of your own choice, and that is in everything you do. This remedy can help to restore emotional balance, reduce irritability, and promote a sense of calmness. And I hope you guys see that in myself. You know, that's one of the things I mentioned about Jack. He's the one that pointed out that I'm an angry old man, and I had to look at that and realize, yeah, he's right. And this is part of what's helping me, hopefully, I hope you guys agree, become progressively better and better in my own personality, not looking like that angry old man. Granted, I'll still get passionate, and you will see that anger expressed, but nothing like what you see on those panels. And even still, if you see it on those panels, you might want to remember that I'm getting much better at those expressions and passion. Um, and in that, I can't say that it's um, not totally without thought. I will use ad hominems against people that want to sit there and try to deny truth or something and make a drama panel. I'll get right in it. I'll jump right in there, and I'll make you look like a fool out of it. At least that's my hope. I might make a fool out of myself. But if you see me doing that, I'll be the first one standing up and admitting it. In addition to its effects on the nervous system, kaliphosphoricum is known to address physical symptoms associated with fatigue and weakness. This is one of those ones as I progress, hopefully better and better. Like I said, I used to weigh 105 pounds at my worst here. I went in today for my next thing, and that's why I'm doing this video, because the results from that, all my blood counts and everything are all back in balance, almost in a perfect balance. So along with that, I weighed in today, 135 pounds, doing good still, lost a couple pounds there. But I think, like I said before, I think I've met my median weight for now. And as long as I can continue to improve my diet and everything, I still have hopes of putting on more weight. And I'll explain to you that when I was in prison, I weighed 120 pounds when I went in. And then 3.5 years later, it took me 3.5 years to put on 65 pounds. And I walked out 185 pounds. But that's because I was working in the kitchen and I was eating like 6 or 7 meals a day. So I know the battle before me, like I said, when it comes to these cell salts and growing fast and preventing those stretch marks. I was having a very good diet in that prison, working in the kitchen. And it was just stuff that I didn't realize what was going on. And again, like I said, after my research, and I think back and reflect on my own life and my own experiences firsthand, I realized, duh. And so now when I'm actually doing my research, it's connecting those dots in my own life. Hey, Mitch, good to see you, brother. Just so you know, real quick, I want to take a break. Mitch, I saw your video. I did a private restream of it, breaking it down a little bit so that I have my own record, so it's backed up. I appreciate you. Great job standing up. I love you, brother. So getting back to it, these cell salts are so important in, again, increasing your mental stability and everything. And like I've said before, I've had 3 competency tests so far. And the results of those competencies tests tell me that they aren't, your intellect isn't limited. That's the true spiritual growth, is proving that you can keep learning. So as I went through those competency tests, the scores just kept raising. So don't let it fail you. That is your greatest power. Like I've said before, mankind's most powerful weapon is his own mind. Learn how to use it. And in that, you defeat your opponents without fighting, proves your supreme excellence in using your mind as your greatest weapon. So it says, it may be beneficial for individuals who feel mentally and physically exhausted, especially due to overwork or prolonged illness. This remedy can assist in restoring energy levels and promoting a sense of vitality. Rubric 1 is nervousness and anxiety. Now, I saw Jack up in City Hall last night, and he sounded very nervous, so I think this would do him some good. I urge you, Jack, I urge everybody, learn about this stuff and settle yourself. Settle it into a balance. Rubric number 2 is mental fatigue and insomnia. Kalisulfuricum, derived from potassium sulfate, is primarily associated with supporting skin health and addressing conditions related to skin disorders. So again, it's not the oils. Granted, some of them are okay, but it's not the oils you're using. You have to have specific oils with specific salts. Kali sulfuricum is indicated for individuals who experience skin conditions characterized by yellow, flaking, or scaly eruptions. What do they call it? Yellow skin when you're a baby. They call it jaundice. And that's because your salts aren't accurate. And again, just like I mentioned with the dentist earlier, why isn't the doctors don't do this? They're promoting their medical science, their synthetics. It is commonly used to alleviate symptoms of eczema, psoriasis, dandruff, and other similar skin conditions. This remedy helps to balance the skin's natural moisture levels. The skin's not the body, the skin. Your skin is a sponge within itself. It absorbs and excretes both water and oils. Reduce inflammation and promote healing. In addition to its effects on the skin, Kali sulfuricum is known to support the respiratory system. Another one. All these salts seem to support the respiratory system. It may be beneficial for individuals who have yellow or greenish expectoration, coughs, and sinus infections. This remedy can help to alleviate congestion, promote clearance of mucus, and support respiratory health. Rubric 1, dandruff, dry, itchy scalp. Rubric 2, eczema and psoriasis. These are conditions that you can see for yourself that tell you there's something out of balance, and these are the salts that you use to put them back in balance. You don't need the doctors, in my opinion. Magnesia phosphorica. This is why I say magnesium and folic acid is one of the things that I picked up on. Derived from magnesium phosphate, it is primarily associated with addressing muscular cramps, spasms, and pain. Muscular cramps and spasms usually come from a dryness and not having enough water or having an imbalance in water, which is relative to the other salts that we've already read about. This in particular is primarily associated with it. So it's the primary salt you need for those. Magnesia phosphorica is indicated for individuals who experience sudden, sharp, and cramping pains, especially in the muscles. It is commonly used to alleviate menstrual cramps, abdominal colic, and muscular spasms. This remedy can help relax the muscles, relieve pain, and promote overall comfort. So, folks, if you're having any kind of spasmodic muscle conditions, that's telling you you need to drink more water. And I don't suggest tap water. You need to take in more water.
Yep, it's got to be mineral water, Keith. Pure water
Correct.
isn't really cutting it half the time.
Right.
I mean, if you're dying of thirst, yeah, but I'll show you some tricks in another show maybe of what we can do to boost our health. Like you're taking magnesium, right? Yeah, I'll bet my life it's 4% absorption. That's all you're getting out of that. You should use mineral.
No, magnesium crystals. Crystal magnesium. This is why I say you don't want their synthetics. You want the crystal forms. The ones that are natural. They come in crystal form. They're all crystals. And those crystals going into your body, which is liquid crystal. This is relative to your pineal gland, your eyes, and your ears. All three of which have crystals in them. And they're used for balance in your ear, equilibrium through sight, so you can use two visions to bring one picture together, and then the conception of both your vision and your balance. It's like a gyroscope. In addition to its effects on muscle health, magnesium phosphorica, real quick here, there's definitely something to this. When I worked at Whole Foods, there's a lady that could look at you and tell what salts were deficient. Absolutely. People that have a natural ability that can take a look at skin conditions, palpitations, coloring, things like that, they can tell that there's something wrong, and generally if they got enough experience, they can tell you what salts and fruits and vegetables and stuff you need. Greetings, MacGyver. How you doing in the evening?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the conversation. You know, like you're talking about with waters and how important water is. I didn't think nothing of it, but in my town, it seemed like every summer they put a box in front of my door and they want me to fill it up with my tap water and put it back on the box when it's full, and they would come and collect it. And I started putting two together. Why are they doing it? They do it for our safety? No, they want to make sure they're putting the proper chemicals in the water.
Correct.
So then I started doing some really intensive research on sodium fluoride because that's the name of it. It's a byproduct of aluminum.
Yeah, it's sodium fluoride.
Yep, sodium fluoride.
Not the fluoride that we mentioned earlier as a natural salt. It's a different type of fluoride. It's a synthetic fluoride.
Yeah, exactly. And then I ran into this case of Dr. Brzezinski. You ever heard of this guy?
Absolutely.
Okay, then it opened my eyes up because your pH level's off in your body, and it's more acceptable for cancers and tumors.
Yep. And this is why, and this is real quick. This is why I promote. You don't use the pH balance in your body to keep it at one level, or to always keep it acidic, or to always keep it alkaline. You want it to drop acidic and then raise it above alkaline. Drop to acidic and raise to above alkaline. You wanted a close balance so that it's got both.
But there's not much we can do about that, though. It's the stomach acid that's got to be a certain level. That's the key. Stomach.
Well, that's why these salts are so important, because like I mentioned earlier with the potassium ones, they're going to help with your digestive system, and the other ones prior to that are going to help with your liver and your digestive system.
Right. We've been polluting our bodies for so long. It's just going to take a little while for it to, recoup.
Yep. It says, in addition to its effects on health, magnesium phosphoricum is also known to support the nervous system. It may be beneficial for individuals who experience nerve-related pain, such as neuralgia or sciatica. Yep. This remedy can help calm and soothe the nerves, reducing shooting or radiating pain. And that's because, again, those are nerve cells, and they're going to help make them more fluid instead of being calcified. Can help soothe the nerves, reducing shooting or radiating pain. This is the magnesia phosphorica. And again, like you said, it's got to be crystal form. Otherwise, just copy the link. Feel free to reshare this video.
Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah. Just watch it over and over again. Save it. Put it in your saved file.
Gotcha.
And that's what I was talking about earlier with the milk, ladies and gentlemen. You drink this milk from cows, and your body absorbs some of that milk, but your body only absorbs 10% of the milk that you get out of that milk, and that itself is only 2% or 1%, or whole milk, which is vitamin D, and that's still only about 8%. So, it says rubric number 1, muscle cramps and spasms. Rubric number 2, menstrual cramps and nerve pain. Menstrual cramps are almost natural because, again, like if you're menstruating, ladies, it's a known cycle, and you should be preparing yourself by upping your water intake. That will help with your menstrual pains because it won't be so clotted up, and you'll actually bleed out better. Excuse the language. Natrum muriaticum, prepared from sodium chloride, common table salt. Prepared from. So it's a derivative. It is primarily associated with addressing imbalances in fluid distribution and emotional well-being, telling us that source of energy, that water and its fluidity in moving back and forth in our system, is part of the problem with our emotions. Natrum muriaticum is indicated for individuals who experience symptoms related to excessive dryness or lack of moisture in the body. It is commonly used to alleviate conditions such as dry skin or dry eyes, dry mouth, and excessive thirst. Excessive thirst is just your body telling you need to drink more water. This remedy helps to restore the body's natural moisture balance and promote hydration. In addition, its effects on fluid balance, Natrum muriaticum is also known to have an impact on emotional health. It is often prescribed for individuals who suppress their emotions, particularly grief or sadness. What about all the guys that are told your boys don't cry? See, that's the women's psychological thing about boys shouldn't be crying because they're supposed to protect us. That's a shaming element. You ladies ought to be ashamed of it that are doing that, and men. This remedy can help release emotional blockages, promote emotional healing, and restore emotional equilibrium. So when somebody calls you a name, you don't get all upset about it. Rubric is grief, emotional suppression, headache, and cold sores. Natrum phosphoricum is derived from sodium phosphate. It is primarily associated with addressing conditions related to digestion and acidity, that pH balance in your body. Like I said, it's going to help regulate the water, the potatoes and bananas specifically. Is indicated for individuals who experience symptoms of excess acidity in the body, such as acid reflux, heartburn, and indigestion. So instead of going and getting those calcium Tums tablets, go get yourself a fucking banana or eat some potatoes. It is commonly used to alleviate symptoms associated with hyperacidity, including sour belching, flatulence, and heavy sensation in the stomach. This remedy helps to balance pH levels and promote healthy digestion. In addition to its effects on digestion, natrum phosphoricum is known to support the metabolism of fat. Like I said earlier, your fluid system is going to help pass on them fats instead of store them, and it's going to help increase the metabolism, so it will work them off in order to pass them in a fluid movement, and aid in the removal of waste products from the body, your excrement. It may be beneficial for individuals who struggle with conditions like obesity, excessive sweating, or an accumulation of uric acid. This remedy can help regulate metabolism and promote detoxification. Rubric 1, indigestion and acid reflux, metabolic imbalance and acidity. So it's going to work with that metabolism, like I said, to help store the energy and get rid of the fat. The fat is a false energy system, in my opinion. Natrum sulfuricum, derived from sodium sulfate, it is primarily associated with addressing conditions related to water retention, liver health, and emotional well-being. Again, with the last one, it's going to help make things fluid. Natrum sulfuricum is indicated for individuals who experience symptoms of water accumulation or excessive fluid retention in the body. It is commonly used to alleviate conditions such as edema, bloating, and swelling. This remedy helps to promote proper fluid balance, reduce water retention, and support healthy elimination. In addition to its effects on fluid balance, natrum sulfuricum is known to have an impact on liver function. It may be beneficial for individuals who experience symptoms related to liver congestion or sluggishness, such as coated tongue, bitter taste in the mouth, or digestive issues. This remedy can help support liver detoxification and promote optimal liver health. Natrum sulfuricum is also associated with emotional well-being. It is often prescribed for individuals who struggle with feelings of sadness, grief, or depression. This remedy can help release emotional blockages, promote emotional healing, and restore a sense of inner balance. Rubric 1, water retention, bloating, liver disorders, and jaundice. Silica, prepared from silicon dioxide, just like carbon dioxide, a naturally occurring mineral. It is primarily associated with promoting healthy growth and development, supporting connective tissues, and aiding in the elimination of toxins from the body. Silica is often recommended, and I'll tell you that's because it's one of those crystals that attach to certain things. It's like when you make wine and you ferment it, and you use bentonite clay, and it will attract all those fine particles and pull it out of the wine. This is the same thing this salt or silica is going to do in your body. It's going to attract all the things that don't belong in the body, like the plastics and stuff, and help eliminate them from the body. Silica is often recommended for individuals who have weak or brittle nails, hair, or bones. It is believed to help strengthen these tissues and promote their healthy growth and resilience. This remedy may also be used for individuals who experience slow healing of wounds or fractures, as it supports the body's natural regenerative process. So, is the fountain of life water or salt, or both? And remember, don't forget the oils. In addition, just something I pose as a question, folks. In addition to its effects on connective tissues, silica is known to assist in the removal of foreign objects or substances from the body. Like I said, those microplastics and things like that, the aluminums and metals that don't belong there. It
Don't
can
we
help.
still have like chemicals in there were made by DuPont back in the day? Everybody has this pretty much in their bodies now.
I don't know. I haven't done the research, and I don't know.
There's some kind
what
of
to
a
believe.
plastic that you were talking about. I can't remember, but DuPont was involved with this.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of like somebody was saying earlier with the creams and oils that the ladies use. That's got industrial oils in it.
Right.
Industrial petroleum. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at natural oils.
Oh, yeah.
And when they put those oils in us, those are the things that the natural oils will connect to and pull out of your body.
Right. Now, I noticed that people that have white spots on their fingernails and on their teeth is considered to be a fluoride overdose or something like that. I'm hearing
I don't
possibly.
know. Yeah, if you could show me the source, I'd
Yeah,
certainly be willing to look at it. But
what I'm saying is just speculating, folks. Okay.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's like I said. Oh, now I'll remind everybody.
I just play one on TV.
Yeah, I'll remind everybody again. It's all for fair use. All clips are used for fair use, commentary, criticism, and educational purposes only.
Yep. But I noticed that my doctor, I mean, going through health issues myself, they're doing the blood, they're doing the cholesterol, they're doing all this stuff to me, but they're not telling me, none of them are telling me, don't eat any fast foods or don't eat this and don't eat that kind of food. These are bad. Stay away from this. They're not saying any of that stuff.
Yep. And this is an interesting aspect to this particular one. In addition to its effects on connective tissues, silica is known to assist in the removal of foreign objects or substances from the body, but it can help with the expulsion of splinters, abscesses, or other foreign bodies. And this is because it's supporting the connective tissues in remaining strong, so that if you get a sliver, it doesn't dig its way in, but those connective tissues remain strong and keep it at the surface so you can pull it out. Supporting the body's immune response and promoting healing. Silica is commonly used to address conditions related to the skin, such as acne, boils, or abscesses. It is believed to help improve the skin's overall health, regulate sebum production, and reduce inflammation. Rubric is weak nails, brittle hair, and then, of course, rubric 2 is abscesses, foreign body expulsion. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't think they want us to take minerals because they call it electrolytes, not minerals. And they have Epsom salt. They don't want to say magnesium. And I don't know, milk of magnesia. It sounds kind of funky too.
Yeah, I agree.
And MSM too. That's just sulfur, but they don't want to call it sulfur. So they're always, telling you to stay out of the salt water too. They put all the shark attacks in the summer. Stay out of the salt water. I think that's what that is.
Yep.
Well, it just goes to show how deviant the world really is. I mean, to placate that all of this fabricated shit's going to heal somebody, and It's just been a revenue generator the whole time.
Well, they're
Yep.
making money off of us as they're depleting us. I mean, in the 70s, we had what, 4 billion people on the planet? Now we've got like 8.1 billion. If they don't do something about it, we'll just overwhelm our resources. So they can't just come out and tell us. So they got to do it softly and quietly behind the scenes to not panic everybody.
Yeah, but not only are they robbing us, they're just keeping us healthy enough to fulfill their needs
Well, they're making money at the hospital.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere.
But have you ever heard, Keith, a possessory and non-possessory?
No, let's keep that for the other forms.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Tribe says the soil is deficient. Plants from factory farms are deficient. Yeah, and that's why I say we have to take upon the cultural skills of regenerating and replenishing the earth of its natural plants and stuff. And what we've got today is these massive industrial farms that are not replenishing the soil with the natural nutrients that need to go back to the soil. They're just instilling all these herbicides and insecticides with all the nitrates and stuff, and they're not putting the actual natural nutrients back into the ground. And this is a major problem that we have to overcome in making our new gardens and stuff.
All right.
Well, they were paying a lot of them not to even grow, wasn't they, or grow certain things?
Our garden
The
flopped
PIG
this year
program.
or last year. Our garden flopped.
Yeah, probably because the soil was deficient.
Yep.
Dr. Ulrich Williams, surgeon turned homeopath. I'll look him up. Everybody else do so as well. Like I said, don't believe me. Don't believe the neighbor. Don't believe the government. And don't believe your mother. Do your research so you know. Greetings, Cage. How you doing tonight, brother?
Good, Wizard. What's up, everybody? How you doing, bro?
Great.
Good, good. We're going over these cell salts. What do you know about them?
I'm not too familiar with it, but I do know about the soil depletion, and that I'm in horticulture.
Well, speak, brother. What do you know?
Well, like you're correct. Yeah, most of the soil is depleted nowadays, and it has plenty of heavy metals and stuff into it because of the farming practices used in that. And you heard of the atrazine?
Yep.
Yep.
Stuff in the water that's like sex changing fucking frogs and all types of animals, and that
That's what I was talking. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier with the water being contaminated. It's been going on for a long time. DDT, they had to quit using DDT because it was killing the national bird, and they found out that national bird came back very quick, within a matter of a couple generations. Once they quit using that DDT, nature will take care of itself if you let it. In that, you have to trust nature, not man.
Just like your body, it'll heal itself.
Yep.
You got a scab on it, you keep picking, and of course it's not going to heal it. But you let that scab heal over, it'll fix itself.
Yep. Tribe says acidosis from uric acid is from overconsumption of protein B, or a protein without B vitamins. Yeah, your B vitamins are imperative to have when you're taking in those proteins, that your body sugars and everything are going to convert to its various different needs of your glandular system and endocrine system. That's why the proteins are so important. It spoke about the metabolism. Your metabolism, when you use the salts properly and you balance your metabolic systems, your body will, and you will pick up on it. Your body will start telling you when you need something to drink, when you need something to eat. Your body will literally tell you what you need to eat. It will, moms, you hunger for certain things because your body is telling you. Think about it. Anyway, let's see here.
Well, table salt is stripped of minerals too, and it's bleached.
Right, and we saw that in that one. It says the sodium sulfate, which is basically table salt, is one of the salts that we need. But people don't comprehend that. That's one of the salts we need, but it's like literally the only salt they take in. So it's leaving all the other salts out, and that's a large part of why we go through this autism scale and all these emotions. So anyway, that brings us to the end of our stream for this session. I'm certainly appreciative that everybody tuned in. Like I said, it's been a long journey so far. I'm still not done with it. I still have a lump in my lung, but these are the things that I've been learning about to help correct my own alchemical body as a battery, to help hopefully be charged up fully again one day, if you get my drift. So anybody out there that got anything on the way out, please say so now, and we'll shut her down when we're done, and we'll see everybody again at 9 o'clock on sovereign immunity and exceptions.
Keith, did I hear you say you still had a lump on your lung?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of, I run across something the other day. I was hearing something, and it's, they got petclub247.com or something. There's supposed to be this stuff that they got for humans and animals that is homeopathic. It is mushrooms. And there's a gentleman on there that had a lump under his tongue and his lymph nodes, and the lump under his tongue dropped half the size in 9 days here or something. It's a big deal about it. So, something for you to maybe think about and look into.
Well, what gave me aware of it, got all of this stuff was I was killing my dog without realizing it. I was buying my dog the cheap dog food. I noticed their coat was dry, her nails were splitting, and her stomach flipped because she was getting morsels out of the kitty litter box. I found a real good veterinarian who told me about the crappy food and what it does to dogs. Then I was like, if they're doing it to dogs, I wonder what they're doing to people. Then, yeah, I opened up a lot of shit. It's crazy. And our government's allowing this to happen. I just don't understand.
Now, this is the site I found. You mentioned the homeopathic mushrooms, and this is, it's homeopathic.com, and that's what they're talking about. They got you see the turkey mushrooms and stuff, chicken of the woods, all that, reishi, lion's mane.
Is that owned by Paul Stamets? It has the same name.
I don't know who it is. It's email at homeopathic.com.
It says Stamets. Stamets is Paul Stamets is this mushroom guy. You haven't seen that guy before online?
They're not magic, they're edible.
Stamets 7.
Yeah,
this one here you
Paul
talking about?
Stamets. I think he owns that. Yeah.
Well, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Paul.
Yeah, Stamets. Same as that name there. Pretty sure.
There you go. That's him there. Yep. Host defense.
Yeah, that's him there. Yeah.
This is his host defense. So that must be a sales site. So let's drop this one too. And how you doing, Robert? Good to see you caught us. We're getting ready to finish up, but you're here. Good. You made it.
I'm glad you're doing this. It's a good deal.
Yep.
Absolutely. I was telling them that I had my session today with the immunotherapy, and when they did the blood work, all my blood work is all within normal range now.
Good.
And then of course I'm at 135 pounds. I lost a few pounds. I was at 140 or 141 or something, but I think I've kind of maxed out for the moment. But everything was within bounds, and I'm at 135 pounds instead of 105 pounds. And I just felt I needed to put something out there to the people to kind of put that part of my life out there and give you some information in regards to one of the factors that I'm using to do this. And that, like I said earlier, was a change in diet. And the change in diet is partaking of some of these cell salts. But now that I've done some research, I see there's some other cell salts that I need to start looking into as well.
Yeah, if you want to usually gain weight, you usually get married.
Unless she's trying to poison you, right?
I know. I was trying to think that.
Can you see that book?
God, Man, the Word Made Flesh. George W. Carey. Inez Eduardo.
So fucking weird.
Dora
But
Perry.
someone literally just recommended me that book yesterday, and now you pull it out.
It's all about salts. And what's a trip is this circle right here. It's each month, and it's the zodiac.
Yeah, there's 12. I was going to mention that too. There's 12 salts there. Remember that.
Yeah, we're made out of salts and water.
What's weird about this is, like, I was born on April 1st. So I missed, let's say I was conceived in January. From our mothers, we get all these different salts, and it goes around. So let's say I was January, it goes around. I got all these salts, but I'm missing these right here.
Verruga salt.
I started researching the months that, I'm out of the womb 9 months. If I could have stayed in 12, I would have gotten more salts. But I didn't get certain salts right here. And I started looking at these salts, and I'll be damned. A lot of the issues I have health-wise are because of these salts not being in my body.
Yes.
It's weird how it works. So this is a really handy book. This guy wrote the book on it. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there.
Someone just recommended me that yesterday. It's funny how you brought that up now.
It's a good book. It really is.
Salts help the electrical automotion in your body move better.
Yeah, they help us communicate.
Yep.
A lot. Yeah, everything.
The cells, everything. Yep.
Yes. I never really put much into it until recently, and yeah.
We didn't have to. We thought we just took it for granted that they knew what they were doing, but they're not even teaching the doctors correctly in hospitals. I'm finding out they're all walking around with tablets, and they're just yes manning on the test. And next thing you know, you got your doctorate.
Yeah, I find
our
that
food, our water supply, everything's polluted. So it's a shame, but we all stick together on it. We all help each other. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
Positive attitude.
And they burn these people with the chemo. That's unnecessary, but yeah.
And it's true. Like in an alchemical sense, where you got salt, sulfur, and mercury too, as a universal.
Do you notice there's no silver mercury anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
I use a thermometer for testing ovens because I repair appliances. That's the most accurate device I've got. I've got pretty much one of the last mercury known thermostats. It's a big bulb. But yeah, you don't see any silver mercury anywhere. Silver,
Yeah.
Because they're using it.
For what?
Yeah, you kind of know.
In alchemy, the mercury is like the alchemical, or the universal solvent, which breaks, coagulates and breaks down any other element.
Right. That's what I was saying with water. So what are they using it for?
Now with water, I got to boil mine and then constituting it, but I have to take. My wife's got me on what do you call it? It's a mineral vitamins and stuff like that. But yeah, if you do that to water or use some kind of a filtering device, it takes all the impurities out. You got to,
Yeah. Well,
refresh your body.
Magnesium, mercury is the base element that we should be thinking about when they talk about alchemy, because that's literally what they use today to separate gold.
Yeah, but isn't it called Alzheimer?
And they use salt too, actually.
Oh, many other things. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Salt and water go together, and so do salt and mercury.
Yep.
You have to think about their anode and cathode properties.
Right.
One's
like
electrolysis,
whatever.
One's actually a liquid crystal, mercury, and the other one's a solid crystal. How do they act? How do they interact?
Well, don't we have a liquid crystal in the center of our pineal gland?
Correct. We have solid crystals. Solid crystals in the pineal gland, solid crystals in your eyes, and solid crystals in your ears. And like I said, that's for the toroidal field as a gyroscope.
Yep.
We also have something called magnetite. This is how birds and fish and all that, they navigate something through magnetite.
Whales.
They create chains called magnetosomes. Yeah.
That's the crystal in your pineal gland, magnetite.
Yep. And they're
Like to use
calcifying it
ether.
with fluoride.
Yep.
It's like Fe3O4. It's created through ferritin, through the blood transport, through iron.
Yeah,
And,
that's what the ferrophosphoricum is and stuff is.
Yeah.
What's that? Let me pull it up again.
And this is what it makes us interact with. This is how we're all connected into the Akashic, if you want to call it that, the Earth's magnetic field.
Yeah.
Yeah, ferrum phosphoricum. Absolutely.
I'm going to take this
Interesting
minute
stuff.
here, Keith, and I'm going to jump out. I appreciate the time up here hanging out with you folks tonight. Much love around the panel and in the chat. Many blessings to all. We'll catch
You bet.
you.
I'll be back at 9.
We'll try to be there.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right, guys, on the way out.
All right, everybody, have a great evening. Thank you for having me.
See you at 9.
You bet. Thanks for coming.
Have a good one there, Keith.
You bet. Thanks, MacGyver. Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it.
You bet. Have a good night.
All right, you're going to be on at 9 again?
Yep.
Here?
I'm going over
All
foreign sovereign immunities and exceptions.
Oh, different channel. Okay.
No, I'll be on this channel, but I'll be doing
all right.
I'll be back to the law topic.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
All right.
Thank
See you then.
Bye.
And John, what do you got, brother?
All right. So your condition is it? Are you? It's remission, right, Keith? You're not.
They don't call it remission, but I do know it's smaller than it was before. I do know that I was bigger than what they first scanned it as, because as time went on, it got worse and worse, and that's when I ended up on the couch for 9 months, and so it was pushing against the nerve. So I don't know how big it actually got, but at the largest that they scanned it, it was 5 centimeters by 3 centimeters, and now it's down to 4 centimeters by 4.3 centimeters by 2.1 centimeters. So it's slowly going away, and it's smaller than it was before, and it's just going to be a matter of time.
Okay, good. Because I mean, it's glucose and insulin play a role with cancer, but we can talk about that some other time. I'm glad it's going down.
Absolutely, absolutely appreciate it.
Okay.
Anything else?
No,
all right,
good.
we'll see you at 9. All right, you guys know me. I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. Let's say I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. That's on you. So may God bless you, and have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye now.